All right. 3, 2. Coming of age comedy gets the Mindy Kaling treatment in the hit teen series Never Have I Ever. Season 2 premieres on Netflix July 15th, and joining me now is one of the stars, Jaren Lewison, who plays overachiever and love interest Ben Gross. Hey, Jaren, thanks for talking to Young Entertainment Mag.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's jump into this. For fans of the show, they know that season 1, we see Davey and Ben, your character, go from, frenemies to friends to maybe more than friends, maybe, after sharing a kiss there. So what does that kiss mean for Davey and Ben's relationship coming into season 2?
Well, I think that they've got this blossoming romance, but for fans that have not seen season 1, you need to. But for fans that have, you know that there's a bit of a love triangle brewing. And, it's going to be difficult for Ben and Davey to navigate that as Davey also navigates her prospective relationship with Paxton. So I think season 2 definitely hits the ground running. We pick up right where we left off, and it really dives into the complexities of that love triangle. And it is a very wild ride. So I'm very excited for fans to see that.
All right. Well, you mentioned the love triangle. So subjectively speaking here, Team Ben or Team Paxton, and why? Defend your answer.
I mean, obviously, I play Ben. I'm a bit biased. I've got to be Team Ben. Though if I did not play him, I think I would still be Team Ben. I think that for me, what builds a strong foundation in a relationship is kind of witty banter, being able to joke around with your partner, but also having the ability to be really serious. I think that Ben and Davey do that really well. They've got zingers back and forth at each other and those great Ben and Davey moments, but also they get each other. I think that Ben was there for Davey when she was going through that rough period with her mom. She lived at Ben's house. He drove her to Malibu and helped her, accomplish the spreading of her dad's ashes and kind of move a bit of that grief process along. And he's always there for her in these really difficult moments. And you'll see that again in season 2. But I think like any good love triangle, there's pros as well for the other side. I think that Paxton is quite a formidable opponent. I think that he offers a lot of interesting things for Davey as well. I think that in season 2, that's explored further. Team Paxton will also have some more evidence for their team, and we'll just have to see how it works out.
All right, cool. Well, don't tell the actor who plays Paxton. It's Darren, right?
Yes.
Okay, don't tell him, but I'm Team Ben as well. All right.
I will not tell him. I will not let him know.
All right. Backing up to the on-screen kiss that I was mentioning at the end of season 1, that was your first on-screen kiss, I understand. And considering it was a pivotal moment there, was there a lot of pressure? How was that experience?
Truthfully, it was a great experience. I don't really think I felt the pressure. I think to my tree who plays Davey is such a close friend in real life, and I think that like if anything, she made me feel the most comfortable. Like she was always like, "Yes, this is awesome. Like this is going to be great for our characters. Like we're doing so well." And I think Mindy and Lang, especially too, were also super supportive of that scene. And my tree and I don't know, we kind of felt like we got it right. And I think that when you have an MTV Best Kiss nomination, it definitely validates that perspective a little bit. So I'm really proud of it. I know that it was so important for fans, and they loved it. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Nice. And by the looks of the trailer for season 2, more making out to come. It does appear. So.
There is some steaminess. I will agree.
All right, getting steamy. All right. Well, because the first season premiered at the beginning of the pandemic, the series was really a quarantine comfort show for a lot of people. So what has your reaction been to the fandom for Never Have I Ever?
Truthfully, I don't know that it'll ever completely hit me. That we've almost had 50 million global viewers. I mean, there are people in countries that I can only dream of going to that love our show so much. And I just think that that's amazing. And to be a part of something that was such a light and such a dark time is really special and will always be so special. This is like the biggest project I think I've ever done. And it's my first series regular that has gone on multiple seasons. And I think for me, like being a part of such a special show is just so impactful for me. I mean, again, you talk about how diverse and relatable our show is. That's what you hope for as an actor. You hope to be a part of a show that means so much to so many people, and I'm just really grateful Mindy and to the rest of the creative team and Lang for giving me that opportunity to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, and picking up there on the diversity and cultural representation being an important part of the show, your character is Jewish, as are you in real life, I read.
Yeah.
So what does it mean for you to get to represent that on TV, even with, the humor that the show brings?
It's awesome. I mean, I think for me, there wasn't a ton of Jewish characters growing up that I was able to watch and really relate to. So I think that it's awesome. And it's also really cool because it's not the defining characteristic of Ben's identity, just as the same as it isn't mine.
Right.
For me, I grew up, I went to a Jewish school, and I'm very proud of being Jewish and that identity. I love my bar mitzvah as well, but it isn't my defining characteristic. And I think that that's something that is the same for Ben. Ben talked a lot about his bar mitzvah as well because he loves to name drop, and Blake Griffin was at his bar mitzvah, so he beats me in that cool factor. But, I think that it's awesome that we can showcase that, and it's great for me to be able to portray that authentically, and I love that we explore some of that history. I love my Jewish identity, and I know that Ben does too.
Yeah, and one thing I love about the show, sometimes my jaw is just dropped because it really goes there and it doesn't shy away from addressing stereotypes and that sort of thing. So is your jaw dropped too sometimes when you're reading the scripts?
Well, truthfully, I think that the show is awesome. Like every episode, I kind of feel that way. Every time I finish one of the episodes for a table read or something, I'm always like, give me the next one.
Yeah.
Because I'm so eager to know what happens next. Because I think that the entire writing team is one of, if not the best that I've ever worked with. I think that they're so great at layering, so many different characters and kind of exploring the world that they've created and giving us as actors so much freedom. So my jaw does drop. And you're right, we don't shy away from difficult topics, which I think is just so awesome. But we still approach them with care and authenticity and honesty. And we're not going to shy away from them. And we're going to be truthful about the representation that we're kind of showcasing, but it's done in a respectful manner, which I think is just really great, and that's the right way to do it.
Sure. Awesome. Great balance. Well, speaking of your great writing, the creator of Never Have I Ever is Mindy Kaling, one of the creators, who has based the show on her childhood experiences. What is it like having the comedic genius that is Mindy Kaling as your boss?
It's the best of both worlds because not only is she an insanely incredible writer and she gives such great notes, but also she's such an amazing human being. She's so inspiring for me. She's one of my role models in this business. And when you have a role model that is so kind and genuine and wants you to be the best that you can be, it really just does so much for your growth, both personally and professionally. I think that Mindy creates such a positive environment on set. Everybody loves working with her. If you look, so many people repeat on so many of her projects because she is such a joy to work for and work with. And, I'm, again, just every time that I get the chance to chat with her, to learn from her and to just be around her, it makes me a better person and a better actor, and I'm just so grateful for all of those experiences.
Very nice, very nice. Let's talk more about you and your character, Ben. He is the overachiever in high school. What kind of student were you in high school, and how does your high school experience compare to Ben's?
So I am very similar to Ben in that overachieving high school characteristic. I was a straight A student. I was very passionate about my high school academics, so much so that it carried over to my college academics. I'm almost a straight A student in college as well. I'm a full-time student at USC. So academics are something that I take really seriously. I was really involved as well, just like Ben, in my high school, but I really enjoyed athletics, which is something that Ben does not gravitate towards. I was captain of my high school football team. I was on the varsity powerlifting team where I won several meets in the 132-pound weight class. I did theater, which I don't think Ben would really be into. And I did a bunch of other kind of community high school-based organizations. And, I think that Ben wants to get into a really great college. That's something that I wanted to do. And I think that I've achieved it, and I know that Ben will as well.
Yeah. And so you have been in college, full-time student while shooting Never Have I Ever. How have you been able to balance school and being on this show?
Truthfully, each season is like a new voyage. with the second season, we were filming during the pandemic. So my Zoom lectures were recorded, and that allowed me to come home at whatever hour of the night or day it may have been and watch all of those lectures so that I wasn't behind. But really and truly, it's about time management. It's about getting things done early, and it's about being open and honest with my professors. I let them know that I'm living my dreams right now, and I'm on this incredible show that means so much to me and so many people around the world, but I'm also really passionate about my academics, and I'm not going to expect special treatment or mess around in their class, and I'm going to show them that I'm a hard worker, and I'm going to make sure that I always get all of my academics done, and that I'm really focused on that as well. And hopefully then they understand that I really do want to do both things, and I want to do them at a high level. And then they're more inclined to help me out if I need to reschedule an exam or anything like that.
I admire it. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well,
Thank you.
As we wrap up here, I have kind of a random question, but I was curious. Why do all of your Instagram posts have hashtag remember the feeling?
That's a great question. So it is my life motto. It was passed down from my grandfather to my father to me, and then to my kids one day. And really kind of the chief point of that motto is just to sit back and enjoy the little moments in life. It's to understand that there's so much incredible feelings that you can experience in your lifetime, and a lot of times we're moving so quickly that we don't take a second to remember the feeling and sit back and say, wow, my life is really awesome, or I feel so joyous right now, or I'm so grateful for X, Y, or Z. So I try to stop and remember the feeling for the little moments, for the big moments, and for everything in between, to remind myself, hey, enjoy life. This is incredible what you're doing. These are incredible people that you're surrounding yourself with. You're so lucky to be where you are. And I post that because I want people to hopefully stop and remember the feeling for their own lives and recognize how awesome parts of their life can be in whatever situation that they're in.
Very nice. Very nice. Very deep. Love it. Love it. And you definitely seem to be in a season of life where you are wanting to remember the feeling. So that's great. I know that a lot of people are going to be binge watching the new season of Never Have I Ever, July 15th on Netflix. Jaren Lewison, thanks so much for talking to Young Entertainment Mag.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.